Welcome to A Perfect Place to Start. I have some fun DIYs planned for you today, so let's go on inside and get started. For this project, we're going to use one of these Dollar Tree signs. This one was left over from Easter. I went on ahead and took off as much of the paper as I could, and I'm going to use my sanding block to get any excess parts that I can get off. It's okay if you can't get off all of it because we're going to cover it up anyway, and if you don't have an Easter sign, no worries, you can go and pick up any sign they currently have out. So we're going to use one of these dusting mops that they also have at the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to use some hot glue and glue it onto the front of our sign. So some of the Dollar Tree signs are a little bit shorter than others. This is one of the longer signs. If you have a shorter sign, that is okay because as you can see here, we're going to use some scrapbook paper, and the scrapbook paper doesn't quite fit at the top. Now, I could not find a foam brush or a paintbrush that I was willing to use for my Mod Podge, so I had to use my finger here. And I'm going to tell you guys, in a pinch, this worked really good. I didn't have any wrinkles, and I was able to smooth it out with my roller as well. So in a pinch, if you don't have a foam brush or a paintbrush, use your finger. It worked just fine. This is the end of my bottle here, so I was not too worried at the amount that came out or the excess that I was using on my fingers. Now I'm just going to go ahead and rub it around my sign and lay my paper flat. As I mentioned before, I had to use 2 pieces of paper here because the sign is a little bit taller. You cannot tell once I get it all set up together, but if you have a little bit of a shorter sign, then like I said, it's going to work just fine. So once I get the paper all lined up, we're just going to use some more of this Mod Podge, and we're going to cover up any of the pieces here, where they meet together, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over the seam as well, and then I'm going to use my roller here. I got this from Amazon. It is an actual Mod Podge roller. You can use a rolling pin as well, and you can also put saran wrap on it. I will leave a video down in my description box where I have used that technique before, and it works like a charm. If you want to pick up one of these rollers, I will link one down below on Amazon. So once I get that all glued on and it's dried, I'm going to take my sanding block from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to sand off any excess paper from the side. I did go ahead and cut it first so I wasn't sanding large amounts of paper. It's a little bit harder to get the paper off because it's thicker, so if you're used to doing that technique with tissue paper or a napkin, it's a little bit more elbow grease, I guess. So I went ahead and covered this piece of wood that I got at the Dollar Tree with some white folk art chalk paint, and then I took this starred paper as well and I kind of tore around the edges. We're going to take some antique Waverly wax, cover our wood piece with that wax, and then we're going to Mod Podge our paper here onto the middle of it. So my paper wasn't quite long enough to fit on this stick, and so I just decided to go ahead and tear it so it fits right in the middle of our stick instead of flush with it. That is up to you and a preference of whatever you would like to do. But we're going to take our antique Waverly wax and we're going to do all the sides and the front. I don't do the back because we're going to go ahead and glue that onto our sign. So once we get our paper Mod Podge onto our stick, we're going to go ahead and take some hot glue. We're going to glue it here at where the beard meets the hat, and we're going just to secure it. I have one of these flat beads that I also got from Amazon. And we're going to be using that as the nose. We're going to go ahead and hot glue that into our dust mop. I took some ribbon, also coming from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to make an awareness bow with some twine, tie it in the middle. I do go ahead and dovetail the ends once I get it glued onto our project. But that is going to be it for this project. I love how our Uncle Sam gnome turned out, and this project is all made with Dollar Tree supplies. Let me know what you guys think about this one. It's definitely, I think, my favorite from the video today.
I wanna do it all with you by my side. If you're in, meet me here tonight. Be brave and come along, I'll be your ride. Promise we don't need no brake lights. We can travel the world, so just say yes. Choose to do whatever.
Hey, guess what? If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get back to it. So for this project, we're going to use some old pieces of wood that I had, and we're going to glue them together. We're going to be making a book stack. If you don't have any wood lying around, you could definitely use signs from Dollar Tree, or you could use actual books for this if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and take this scrapbook paper. I cut out a shape that is the size of our two book stacks, and I'm going to cut inside the lines that I drew so that they are a little bit smaller than the size of the book stack. That way I don't have to do any sanding and they're going to sit flush on top of my books. I'm going to go ahead and use some antique Waverly wax and I'm going to go around the entire project. I use the antique wax all around except for the top of the project because that is where I'm going to glue my paper. So using some Mod Podge again, I'm just going to go around all the edges with my finger to make sure that it's smoothed out and that it's flush with our project. Super simple. Like I said, I am at the bottom of my Mod Podge container, so I'm just basically sticking my finger in there. Definitely use a paintbrush or whatever you want to use. Like I mentioned before, I didn't have any. So then I'm going to take this paint pen that I got at Hobby Lobby. I got it in a set of two, and we're going to go ahead and write on our books. Now I'm going to write Old Glory on one set of books, and then I'm going to write America 1776 on the other set of books. Now I'm starting from the back of the word and going forward. I did end up having to write like America on the plate because I was getting confused and did not want to spell it wrong. So write out your word if you're afraid you're going to miss some letters if you're spelling backwards. This is a great way to make sure that your words or letters or whatever you're putting on there is going to fit nicely and instead of kind of guessing where to start at. You can also do this technique with stickers or rub-ons as well because that way you have it right at the edge of your project. I went ahead and added a piece of jean around our book stack and made these cute little shabby bows and we're going to glue them onto the top of our jean piece up there. And then that is it for this project. I think these turned out super cute. Let me know what you think about these.
Getting drunk on whiskey on a Tuesday night, drinking where I'm by an open fire, make love or fight, this or that.
So old jeans are a great thing to use for Americana decor. You can use them in all kinds of ways and you can always pair them with something that's red and white. And that is what we're going to do for this project. So I'm just going to cut several strips of this jean material. I end up cutting about 60 strips. We're going to use this pre-made like banner, I guess, that I got during Christmas time at Hobby Lobby. Don't be afraid to buy these things like when they're super cheap and on sale because I find anything that's red and white can be used for Valentine's or Americana decor and then you get it at a super cheap price. But we're just going to take our jeans, tie it in between our red and white ribbons, and voila, you have this adorable Americana banner. I absolutely love this one. Let me know what you think about it.
In the open wild, catch a glimpse of Panama.
So for this project, we're going to revamp these firecrackers. I got these from the Target dollar spot several years ago. I've just had them and I don't really like how they look, so I wanted to redo them. Now I just came up with a kind of fun and different way to revamp these, but if you don't want to use the ribbon, you can definitely paint these and revamp them in a different way as well. So I'm going to take this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to measure by folding it around our firecracker. I go ahead and cut a couple pieces here. It's going to take us about 2 pieces to do the small and medium sized firecracker, and then it's going to take 3 pieces to do the large firecracker. I am going to do the large firecracker in a different pattern, but it is the same process for all 3 firecrackers that I'm going to show you here. So we're just going to use some hot glue, glue it to the back, and then I'm going to use hot glue at various places around as I wrap it around. So I'm going to put some hot glue here on the side, and then I'm going to wrap and put some more hot glue on the other side, and then we're going to glue it again in the back of the ribbon. We're going to complete that process another time around the top of our firecracker, and then we're going to go ahead and do the same process on the other 2 firecrackers. So once I have that process completed, we're going to add some hot glue to the top of our firecracker, and taking like the seam of our jeans, we're going to add that to the top of each one of these firecrackers. We're also going to take a piece of the seam and make that the stick or flame part of our firecracker. And then that is it for these cute, adorable firecrackers. Let me know what you think about these.
Yeah, we can travel the world, so just say yes. Choose to do whatever comes next. This or that, getting drunk on whiskey on a Tuesday night, or drinking red wine by an open fire.
I'm super excited to be decorating for Americana and 4th of July. That is some of my favorite things to decorate. If you love today's video, check out this video next. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for being here. Bye!